There we go. There we go.
Are we ready?
I think so. We are live.
Working for the weekend. And I want to see your show.
I flip on the poker face.
Hey, Jeff Vance, how was your birthday?
What?
How was Jeff Vance's birthday? That's what I asked him.
Into the music scene.
I wished him one of those yesterday on the show. I did.
For the community.
Hi, Jeff.
Called him.
Hi, Kevin.
I texted him and he ignored me.
Happy birthday again, Jeff.
Happy birthday, Jeff. And
Show.
and it's the very beautiful Jamie Minnick's birthday today too.
It is. Jamie Minnick.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yes.
she's here. She's probably out celebrating.
Probably. Hi, Glenn. Yeah, we're
Hi,
back
Glenn.
again. Sorry
Hi,
about our faux
Glenn.
pas. Gina, Jeff, Melody, Kara, thank you. Show.
Gina, check your Facebook messages.
Really? I gotta copy some here. Keep talking.
Hey, guys. How's everybody? You know what? I keep forgetting to do that gift basket. Hi Erica, hi Roger, hi Dewey, hi Matt, Sarah, Melody, Megan, Jim, Tessa. Oh yeah.
All kinds of people.
What are you doing over there, buddy?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to copy some and paste it into a document here that I can use on the show a little bit. But
Hi Evelyn. Hey Bob Klein. I asked Bob Klein if his band wanted to come play at my bar, and he told me to go fuck myself.
oh, there's the first F-bomb of the day, everybody.
Just kidding.
Sweet Jesus. You are not right, girl. All right, I'm back. There we go. Hey, welcome to Hot Topic Tuesday. Radio. It is. Look at all these people. John Michael
I
in
know,
the
everybody's
house.
so excited. Where do you see John Michael?
I see him on my. And maybe it's not John Michael. Sorry, it's the old eyes. John Montes.
Yes, John Montes.
Montesi.
Montes.
How do you say that? What is it? Mantesi or MON? I
Just
can't tell.
kidding, Bob. You didn't say that.
Who knows? Megan Miller's here. Hi, Megan Miller.
I'm Megan Millen. How's your first week of work going so far?
I asked her that yesterday, and I did not get a reply that I saw. Thank you, Megan, by the way. She blew me off. She did. Erica, how are you?
Erica, how's your work week going, Erica?
Yeah, Jamie Minnick Day today, obviously on Facebook, because she takes all these pictures. So everybody has a picture of them with Jamie.
Thank goodness she takes all those pictures.
She does. And I had a good one where I was celebrating a birthday and we were together.
Scott, you just didn't check your replies.
Oh, well, thank you, Megan. Sorry, I didn't see it. She said she was exhausted. Real girl job. Hashtag.
You know what's crazy is I would think raising kids would be freaking, but I guess it's more so just because of the change. It's a different thing.
She's got some beautiful kids. They came to name that tune last week, and we had a ball. They're such nice kids.
And I'm not doubting this has nothing to do with how beautiful your kids are, Megan. But do you think anybody would ever say she has some really ugly kids? She brought them to name that home.
What the fuck?
Like, just thinking about it, like all of these phrases that we say, she has some beautiful kids. Well, obviously they're beautiful.
They really are beautiful, though.
Well, look at her.
And they're nice kids, too. That's
She's
the nice part about it.
knockout.
Nice kids. Davy Crockett, I especially adore. He is just fun. He is. All right. Let's jump right into the pond today, so to speak. You want to?
Hi, Roger Bates.
Hi, Roger. Gina is laughing. Kara is laughing.
You know,
Everyone is laughing.
Just trying to make people laugh. It's like all I want. We are getting busy again, but one more day and off the rest of the week. Woohoo! Nice.
There you go, Erica. That's nice. Hi, Bronson. Thanks for being here. You want to make people laugh, Karis? Look right here. This will do it.
That's not true. You're a
Oh,
beautiful
my
man.
gosh. Got a face for radio, baby. I do. Hey, how's your week been? I haven't talked to you much. You
I'm
doing all
gonna
right
tell you
so far?
something. I've had a really great week so far.
I'm so
Really
happy.
great week. I decided to take off the mornings. So, well, I actually, it's expensive week because my lawnmower broke, my trimmers broke, all of this broke. So I ended up having to pretty much cut my acre with a push mower, and I don't have that much time. So it took me like a good 3 days, but I certainly got all my steps in. So that's good every single day. And I didn't even have to get on the treadmill. So that's awesome.
Welcome
I got a
to the
great-
joy.
I had a great
homeownership.
couple of days because I took the mornings off and spent them with my babies and just did like lawn work and trying to fix that all up. But
Nice.
yeah. And then I called for Matching Madness last night and that was fun. What about you? How are you? How's your week?
My week's been good so far. Getting ready to gear up for a couple nights out doing some trivia work, and that's fun. And I had a great weekend of live local music all at one place pretty much at Heather's all week.
Good.
And Heather's just got it going on. You know, it's a great place. You've been there. You know what I'm talking about.
I wish I lived closer.
And, well, I said that the other day on the show or yesterday. I wish I lived closer to the Bell too. If I was 5 minutes from the Bell, I'd be there every weekend.
That's yeah.
But it's the drive and the, you know, and sometimes you just don't have that drive time. You know, I mean, it's like you try to
It's
come up with
literally
that time in the day.
But
Yeah.
like I think it would take me an hour to get to Heather's, if not more,
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
from where I live.
I am sure that's because you decided to move to where the hills have eyes and all that shit. You're out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm wondering, is it like your compound? Is that what it is? Is you've got this compound with security gates around it and nobody can get to Karis like Elvis kind of?
Not yet, but it's going to happen soon. I do have a
You
gate.
think? You
I
do?
have a gate.
All right. Hey, good topic today. Viewer submitted topic. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
And we chatted about it a little bit, but not a whole lot. But I will tell you, let me get that little disclaimer thing up there. Not disclaimer, but this one that says today's hot topic is a viewer submission and does not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our host or sponsors. There. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. So this one came in and it has to do with, and we've talked about it a little bit before. These things tend to circle back. People videoing shows. Some musicians are very strong about not videoing. I mean, obviously national acts don't want you video and all that, but local musicians sometimes, and I get the point of people that are sending this into us. It's been more than one person who sent this in, and they talk about people post these videos kind of without their permission, and the videos oftentimes do not reflect the quality of the act. What do you think?
Okay, here's my opinion. I think before you post any video, you should send it to the band and have them approve it.
Wow.
That is my theory.
I don't disagree with that.
And I'm going to tell you why. Hopefully you would hope that the band has some self-awareness, and it can really damage a band. It can really damage a band by somebody posting a video and them sounding like shit.
Yeah, and everybody has a rough night too.
They sound like shit, but that particular video makes them sound like shit.
Well, you know, I've learned too, and I've said it on the show before, is I've learned that there's always somebody off camera singing along with the band who sings horribly off key.
Right.
And it sometimes sounds like the band, like it's coming through the PA. That's a problem.
There's a lot.
It can be a problem.
And I know that like the people that I know that are videoing, they're not doing that to hurt the band. They're doing it because they love the music and everybody wants to see that. And really the people that are listening to them or all the people that go see them. You know what I mean? So it's like sort of like a safe place because we all know that, like, but I do think the band should be able to say if they are okay with it being posted, because there are some bands that may not want it. My biggest problem with people videoing is them being in a very is when other people are around there, they don't have to give room for you to video. They don't have to make room for you to video. They don't have to duck, and they don't have to do all of these things to make sure. And if you're going to be rude to them, then you shouldn't video. And this is not like and I haven't, I mean, I'm not, I don't see it. So I don't, but I have heard people have said that there are some people that video and then they get rude. You can't get rude. Don't stand in the middle of the dance floor. Don't stand, you know what I mean? If somebody walks in front of you, they're going to walk in front of you because guess what? It's, that's just, it's a bar.
Well, I was at a place not too long ago where this guy walks in with all this video equipment. Okay, he's got a bag full of stuff. And then he grabs a table out of the room, starts sliding it over in the middle of the room and puts it almost dead center in the dance floor and puts a tripod on top of it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this is my space. Yeah, and people want to dance. They want to have fun. And this guy's taken up, and nobody asked the guy to come video. It wasn't like,
right.
Okay, we're doing a big video shoot tonight or any of that.
So I have a guy that comes who always asks to come video, and I don't mind, but I don't like it when people use a table as a place to put their tripod. You need to figure out another way. Like, unless your group is sitting at that table and that table's being utilized, but then if somebody knocks into that table and that drops.
Well, and it was a 4-top table as well. So, I mean, you're
Right.
taking up 4 seats basically, that people would be using and sitting there drinking and having fun and all that. That's kind of off topic almost, but I agree with what you said. I've seen people get very serious, and you've got some of the best photographers in town that come to your place, but even photographers at times can be really pushy to get that up front and push. And, like Ed just shoots wherever he can get in there. He doesn't ever infringe on anybody's space, but I've seen some photographers get pretty aggressive with a crowd at the front of the room so they could get up there and get that shot. And, social media has turned us into this. I mean, it really has. And you know that. The other thing that came up in the comment though, and this is what I really want to touch on. And we talked about this actually way back when people put their camera up and they're asking for tips online and those kind of things. And the artist is doing it and they have their whole show on. But this came up that said, when the videographers come in and they video every song of mine and put it on, why do people need to come see me? They can just sit in their living room and watch Netflix, basically.
That's another thing. I mean, in the COVID times, it made sense to me. Now, I like the videos. I don't have a problem with the videos. I love the videos. I even share videos on the page because I think the videos are great. So I'm like torn. And yeah, I know that we live in a day and age where you should expect everybody to go live and all of that. It's just the times, but I don't know what to say.
It's a touchy subject, and I know that many of the people who video shows, like you said, mean well. They want to do it. They do that,
and I share their videos.
But
if they sound good.
But I'm going to say, should they videotape the whole show or video the whole show online?
No, I don't think you should. Unless you have been asked to, I would think by the bit. But here's the thing. I had somebody like rip me a new a-hole the other day because they on like 5 or 6 different posts said, you should have blah, blah, blah photography, come take pictures. In my mind, I took that as them asking if I wanted them to come take pictures because I have professional photographers come in that I pay, right?
Right.
So I responded and said, we're okay. Thank you so much though. And oh my gosh. Now, this guy was clearly a little cuckoo from Cocoa Puffs, but like just lost his living mind on me and said, I don't need your permission to come in. This is a free world. I can take my phone. You don't think people are taking pictures? You don't think I don't need your permission to come into a public place to take like this. And I was like, whoa, easy, cowboy. Let me explain this. I have professional photographers come in. So I was telling you that I don't want to pay for another photographer because I've clearly misunderstood. But that didn't then he just started getting all like gaslighty and narcissistic, and it was just really weird. But he's psycho, Cincinnati Photographers or something like that.
I was just going to say, does his business begin with Cincinnati on it?
Yeah.
Because I've had the same encounter with this person before.
Who is it? What's wrong with him?
Just, it's very strange. It's just
Who is that?
It's a bizarre thing. I don't know his name. I know of him. I know I've been subject to his rants before. So
he's a crazy person.
And if you want to come shoot videos, pictures, whatever, it is a free country. You can do that. However, you ever think about maybe the courtesy of asking permission from the artist? Because this artist who wrote into us is a well-established artist, not somebody who's just pissing and moaning. They're actually concerned, and they're concerned too about he actually said it took down his ability to interact with the crowd in a manner he likes to, because he's not sure who's going to be offended by what he might have said on the stage to the crowd, having fun and those kind of things. Because now I'm on video the whole time. It's like, it's like cops now. I mean, they're on video everywhere they go. So you got to watch every word you say and everything you do, or you're going to get yourself in trouble. And that's kind of, I think, the lean on this whole thing.
Right.
On the viewer submission makes me uncomfortable to have my whole show videoed.
And I agree with that. And then the devil's advocate is what Tessa was saying, is that you have to assume you're always going to be on camera because it is the way of the world now. And that's shitty, but it is. It's the truth. You have to assume you're always going to be live, so you better get comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tessa's there. Yeah, you do have to you have to assume that for sure. And I mean, my former career, I was on video all the time. Every time I stepped out of my vehicle on a call or any of that, I was getting videoed. So you have to learn that, and it didn't used to be that way. But does musicians that are out there, does it bother you to have your entire show videoed? Just say it. I mean, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, these are just. I do want to. I know this is kind of off subject. But I know we've discussed it before. When photographers come in, I'm not saying all the time, but when certain photographers come and take pictures of your band and then they post it, that is like really good marketing for your band. And I would really hope that you guys are tipping those photographers.
Yeah, because they are doing you a great service. And you can't begin to pay for what it would cost to hire somebody to come in and shoot an entire evening like that.
You have no idea how good, if you actually utilize your social media, it is a game changer. So I hope bands are tipping the photographers that are just coming in. You don't have to give them a lot, but just show them some appreciation.
Let me throw this comment in here, because Randy Eldred is spot on with this. Most people who video are not picking up the audio from a good mix position. Amen.
By the speaker. It needs to be by the speaker.
And even if you're too close there, you're going to get muffled sound. You're going to get terrible stuff. But yeah, if you're, those who do it a lot have learned where to position themselves to get the best audio in the venues. And they pick it up. I mean, I'll use Dewey. I think Dewey's on here for an example. When he videos, he's got awesome quality audio on his videos. And he's one of those that's posting and saying he doesn't own the rights and all this stuff like he's supposed to do. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. But I really agree with this artist who wrote into us, because I think it can ruin a band. Like you said, if these bad videos get out there and then they're floating around, all it takes is somebody to make some troll comment about, oh God, that band sounds like crap. And pretty soon, yeah, they sound like crap. And there's 50, they sound like craps on your page. And that's the other thing. You gotta keep access to your page approval. You got to keep the approval settings on. You cannot let people have free reign to your page and just post shit to it. It just does not compute.
Maybe it's one of those things that even though we should be, everybody should be expected to, that in this day and age or whatever, maybe it's just maybe a common courtesy though, that if you are going to film it, maybe just as a common courtesy, reach out to the band or the person singing or whatever and just be like, hey, here's the videos. Do you mind if I post them? If not, I don't have to. Because really,
I want to talk to.
That's just a nice thing to do. You don't have to, but it's a nice thing to do.
I want to talk to Bob here too, because I feel sometimes because of what I do. And, you guys know what I do on Mondays. I post pictures of all the bands I went to see over the weekend and do nice posts about them most of the time and try to promote them a little bit. And I don't take great pictures and I don't claim to be a videographer. You'll never catch me putting a video up unless it's just high quality, been shot by somebody or whatever on the page. But you do find yourself consumed with the phone versus the act. I do. I find myself, I'm said, do I really need 60 pictures of this band to go put it on my page on Monday? No, I don't. So slow down and listen to the music and, take a break from the video or the camera shots. What do you think about that, Karis?
Well, I don't know, but I do know that I do think that bands should be videoed because I think it would help them hear what, take video. I'm there to enjoy the show. A couple of pics and phone and bag. Yeah.
Nick.
I'm with you on that. There's sometimes I do take video when it's something like crazy cool, but I take it for myself.
Well, there's an interesting comment. Bob Sullivan says, if I'm being filmed, it makes me step up and play better. Interesting.
Which is it. There's just great. I think that should be like, but I also think going back though, that you should just be doing that anyways.
Eric, I love the term snippet. That's what I love to see. Just give me a minute or so of the song and let me see it. And that's great.
If you're playing, you should just give it 100% anyways. So
I knew you were going to say that one. But yeah, you don't have to video the whole song or any of that. Now, there have been moments where I appreciate, like I'll say Bill, he captured something one time that just, I wasn't able to be there, just gave me chills watching it. And it was like, so that's a good thing for me because I'm living through him vicariously. Basically, I'm not able to be at the show, so I can watch the show a little bit. But doing the whole thing, like start to finish, I don't know. I mean, somebody chime in if you think that's a good idea. I want to know, but
I think I definitely, when I haven't been able to be there, enjoyed videos, but I do not agree with filming the whole show.
Bob Klein is spot on here too. I mean, he says most of the 90% of the videos he sees online are poor quality and paint people in a bad light. And they do.
They do.
And the other side of it is, just recently somebody sending videos from their band, which was a totally different band than what's playing now. That's a whole nother show. Yeah. That's sending those to get booked. You know what I mean? So, and now the band doesn't sound the way they sound. So, I mean, it's
that goes back to one of my experiences. What was it? 3 years ago? I booked a band from what I knew it was because they had played my bar to find out that their front man was no longer with the band, and found that out when they came to play their gig.
Surprise.
Front man was the band. Like he brought the crowd. He was everything, it just was. And I was like, where's your front guy? Where's the fifth? And they're like, oh, he no longer plays. He retired, but don't worry. It's still the same show. I was like, no, it's not. Like they hadn't even started and I knew that it wasn't the same show. Like, no, it's not. It's not the same show because it's not the same people. It can never be the same show again because it's not the same people. Stop doing that.
Amen. And, I'm going to touch on that topic too about musicians setting a camera up on stage and videoing them and then having their tip link in there and all that. If I were a bar owner and you came in and set up and you videoed the whole show, And then we talk and you say, well, I don't know why nobody was here tonight, because they're home sitting watching it on the big screen.
Yep. That's
I mean,
a
that's
big
just,
thing in mine.
that's, yeah. I mean, you can do maybe a song and say, hey,
Yeah.
here, you know, whatever, that's fine. But the whole thing, you know, 3 or 4 hours, and then the damn thing's live when they take a break. So it's just sitting there while they're out doing whatever, you know. It just, I don't get it. I don't. I mean, and Kevin said it. I mean, it did stem from COVID, and you did too. It all came from the COVID era when everybody was videoing from home. Hell, I did virtual trivia from home, even online. But my God, this Will says he's done videos of spotlight bands, got a lot of good feedback. Yeah,
The spotlight's good. Like, do a song or two, you know, absolutely, but not the whole thing. And I do agree, it does help people want to come out and go see them. But if you do the whole show, then there's no reason for them to go out. You know what I mean?
No, and what we're doing is we're killing our younger generation of music lovers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're already a tough pick to get out. They're sitting at home ordering DoorDash and watching Netflix and crap. And if they can tune into the local concert or the local thing live, that to me is a slippery slope. Because are we saying, well, we just won't go out and spend any money. We'll just sit in our living room and drink our 50-cent beers we bought down the road. And that's Scott's opinion only, but
I agree with it.
And Megan says Carrie and Ed do a phenomenal job. We use lots of marketing photos from their pictures. And yes, and those guys are doing a pro job. And Nikki Forte does a pro job. I mean, there's several of them out there. John Clare, fantastic photographers. Yeah. But you know, and you can take great pictures with an iPhone. Don't get me wrong. I've captured some great images with an iPhone, but leave that to the pros, you know. And Karis, like you said, you're paying people to come in and do this.
Well, I mean,
why are you doing that? Tell everybody why you're doing that.
Well, it helps business.
Yeah. I mean, that's simple, but I mean, there's so many benefits.
Well, there's a ton of benefits, but it is literally marketing. There's a bunch of reasons why I do it, but I mean, look at my Facebook page. You know what I mean? It's like people want to see, like pictures are everything, you know, it's marketing. It's just, it's everything.
And, you know, I will tell you that in the music industry, and you reach a certain level. Now, the local bands, that's one thing. You reach a certain level when you start touring or you sign on with somebody and you're on a tour, that video stuff has to stop, because people get really crappy about that from the music industry, because they want to put out a product that is the best quality they can put out to show that artist, or they're never going to book that artist in the places they want them. What do you do when you go look at a band that's coming to you and you're considering? You go look at their social media, Karis.
Right.
You do. And if it's full of crappy videos that sound like shit, are you going to hire them? No.
No, but I mean, like,
no?
I do know that there are instances like Gina. But Dewey knows what he's doing. Like, Dewey knows where to stand. Dewey knows, you know, those videos are different. You know what I mean? It's different in every situation. Just standing there in the middle of the stage, going like this and videoing it is not doing. It's not doing the band. Most of the time, doesn't do the band justice.
Amen. And Bronson said they've had photographers on there to take pictures.
And it's always like that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's if the photographer wants to just say, "Hey, I don't want to charge you for these pictures. I took some great pictures of you. Here they are. You use them. Please just give me photo cred," and that's courtesy too. You'll never see me use a picture anyone else took without giving them photo credit. And I don't care if it's just, you know, if it's Jamie Minnick that took the pictures in the bar and she's not getting paid to do all this stuff, I'll give her photo credit as I would Ed Sawicki, you know, who is a pro and does this for, you know, a semi-living at this point. So I don't know. There's a lot of this that's interesting. And it's a videotaping sound check. Yeah.
That should never be videoed, sound check. Yeah, Emily, that's why I'm under the impression that I do believe that it should be sent to the band first. It's just for common courtesy.
It's funny that Dave said that because I was working a concert one time with a national act, and they were doing their sound check. And this young kid who was working the venue basically was a trash remover at the venue, got his phone out on sound check and started videoing them. And the manager of this act lost his freaking mind on this kid. I mean, he made him stand there in front of him and delete it and all that, because I mean, they were really strict about it. And I get it. Nobody wants crap out there, or nobody wants that artist who's saying this sounds like effing, whatever on sound check, making the public airwaves. There's enough idiots out there making laughing stocks of themselves on stage that get caught on video. But it's this whole video thing in social media has a great side and a bad side. And I don't know. Yeah, Dewey was a longtime audio taper. Yeah. And he used to do it on like YouTube, and just the audio was there and it was great to hear and all that. And vocals are low. He says the vocals are low and the instruments don't all come through with loud drums. Yeah. You're not a sound engineer on your iPhone. You can't be. You're here to pick up whatever you're doing. What else you seeing on there, Karis? Anything else? I see. What are you eating today?
Okay.
Good Lord. You're an eating machine.
Yeah, I eat a lot. Well, it looks like we're like 50-50 with musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was about the musicians. This one, like how you guys feel about it.
Yeah. And I mean, believe me, this person that wrote into the show was not being negative about being videoed. They were being concerned about being videoed the whole night and it changing their vibe. And they were concerned about the fact that oftentimes there's somebody off camera talking, or it just doesn't do them the justice they'd like to put out there for a good product. And I totally get it, because you see those videos every day. I mean, you do. And I'm reading Nick's okay with it. Yep. Ed is always respectful. Yep.
With videos or with pictures? Scotty Bratcher just joined in his comment. I'm all about the help and promotion most of the time, but the set it and forget it guys are great. They set their stuff up away from everyone and then go enjoy the show as a human. I agree with that. I do agree.
Let me get to that comment. I'm trying to find it here.
Scotty, do you like the pictures or the video, or neither?
It's interesting. Thank you, Scotty Bratcher, for chiming in. I see we have several chiming in, actually. I want to get on here. Emily from Archer's Gate said, good and bad experience with people capturing videos of me and the bands I've been in. Absolutely appreciate when someone takes time to film, but excited about the show. Maybe not the best representation of us. I agree. I mean, that's where it's coming from. And that's where the courtesy of saying, hey, band, do you mind if I post this?
That's why I'm saying just common courtesy.
And don't be offended if the band says we'd rather you not.
Now, I guess, should that be the same as pictures? Because I
don't know. That's another one that's hard to determine. I mean, I post. I always try to talk to the band if I take their pictures and they know I'm there taking pictures, and nobody's ever looked at me and said, I don't want you to use any pictures of me. So I can't really judge that myself. But
yeah, I mean, I always post the pictures and I don't necessarily ask. I feel like the pictures are great marketing or great for the bands. Like, that's one of the main reasons we do it. You know what I mean?
Right. I do have an attorney friend who told me one time I should put up a sign wherever I'm at that says you are subject to being photographed or videoed to the crowd, because he's encountered people who sued other people for posting videos when said guy was out with said girl and he shouldn't have been, and it cost him a divorce and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. I don't know. You play, you pay, I guess, in some ways. But Emily, I agree 100% there. Thank you for that. And I think we're all grateful for that. I mean, we are. This
isn't a bashing on anybody. This is,
No, I love watching videos
I
online.
do
I gotta
too.
say
I
that.
watch
do.
when because I can't get to the Wednesdays a lot. I watch those. I'm always thankful. Bill's recorded the Wednesdays. Like I love the videos. This is, I don't know. I just think the whole show is a no-no.
The whole show's a no-no. You're on the don't video the whole show thing.
No,
Okay.
I don't agree with videoing the whole show.
Yeah. Megan said she had a picture posted from Soundcheck. She was still in her tennis shoes. Well, that Kevin Tolles, how about that? He's such a little crafty dude to capture Soundcheck. What's Dave got to say here? One more from Dave. We were in South America and someone passes to sound checks in the radio and we cussed him out for videotaping sound
Right,
check.
well, no
Kind
more
of felt bad.
Scotty Bratcher, I guess.
What's that? What's Scotty saying? Is there more? Oh, here it is. Our contract for years was very specific. They had to get approval to even take professional photos. Yeah. If you're on that level and you're traveling, there's all kinds of rules that go along with that. And it's not always the artist who has the rules. I mean, I've seen artists backstage say, sure, I'll take a picture. And the management say, no, we're not doing that. And then the artist is kind of like, I'm sorry. This manager of mine's a jerk, that kind of thing. So as far as video goes, what's the attention span of a Facebook user? Yeah, I would agree with that as well. And I was at a concert. I was at an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert one time. This lady in front of me went live the entire 2.5 hour concert at Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I watched her live feed, and you know how the little number pops up in the top? She had 1 and 2 going back and forth the entire night, people watching. Who cares?
Right.
Enjoy the concert.
Yeah, and that's me. You're not going to find, like, I'll video a portion of a song, mainly because my arm gets tired. But I'll video a portion of the song, and that's it. And
Get your damn phone out of my face so I can see.
Yeah, dude, just enjoy it. But I do think but I mean, it does help though. It does, except for, those ones that just don't. But
Matt Matheny has a great comment here, and Matt's a good artist. He's traveled all over the place. And Matt, he says, I love the video and pictures people take, helps you grow. Do you use these videos as a learning tool? How many musicians have ever done that? I think that could also say, boy, that just didn't work well, or that worked really well.
That's why I've said a million times, more bands who have self-awareness should listen to, I've said you should video yourself. Every band should video themselves so they can hear, like, in the right place, so they can hear what is being, how it sounds. Because I don't think a lot of bands realize how they sound to an audience.
Nick Wheeler, you make me laugh. Emily says she makes scary faces. There we go.
I think every musician does, Emily. Like, literally, there's some of the funniest pictures.
Have you ever seen pictures of Joe Walsh? I mean, I call it the Joe Walsh face. I mean, he's been known for those for years. Hi, Stephanie. It is. It's an interesting. It's an interesting topic. It is. And I think everybody can agree they like the publicity, but there's a limit to it, don't you? I mean, I think that's where we're at with this.
Yeah.
While you're eating and everybody gets to watch you eat today.
You guys not used to it?
Oh, we're all used to it.
4 episodes of it.
We're used to it. You should look like Violet on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for as much as you eat. Thank you, my love. You're wonderful. See if I have dinner with you ever again. All right.
Well, you think I'm gonna have dinner with you? You just called me fucking Porky Pig and said I look like I should weigh like a fucking giant blueberry. Okay,
but you don't. But you don't. God, you're such an ass.
Backwards.
You're such an ass. 24/7. I'm reading Gina's.
The whole song, but I'm just the picture taker my whole life. They got a lot of, you know what I realized? I don't really like getting my picture taken, but I'm always thankful when I need them.
You've hated some of the pictures I've posted of us on some of our ads and things.
I really don't like, I like maybe 1% of the pictures I see of myself.
Scotty said I didn't write it. I don't know what he was talking about there, but
When I said no more pictures of Scotty,
oh, gotcha.
and it would be what people think of the yonder pouches at the shows where you have to lack. Bill, I'll leave up on my recordings, maybe by request only.
Don't
Bill,
do that, Bill.
do you record the whole show or just like a snippets of a few songs here and there? What do you do? I've seen full songs, but do you do the whole show? I don't think you should do the whole show, but a couple of songs I don't think is a problem. What do you do, Bill?
Yeah, Bill. I've seen Bill enjoy himself there. I mean, I've seen him without that selfie stick in the air and all that stuff that he shoots video with, so he can get up above the crowd, which I think is a brilliant idea, by the way, because you're not shooting through the backs of people's heads and all that. That's pretty cool. And
there is value. There is definitely a ton of value for people posting stuff. There is. I completely 1000% agree with that.
yeah, I don't want to discourage anybody from helping a band out by publicizing them.
No, that's not what
not
this
at
is
all.
about.
Yeah. It's just and Dewey, I have some views on the yonder patches too. I think, or pouches. I think that's a very interesting thing.
Thanks,
And
Carla.
I've been at a gate where they did that at a show, and the amount of people that said they were physicians and had to have their phone because they were on call, yet they were at a concert, was hilarious. It was like these people were like, how many doctors do we have? Are we having a doctor convention tonight here? You know, it was that kind of thing. So I suppose it's like the kids in school when they have to lock up their phones as well. They have some reason they have to have it, or this or that. And Bill, don't ease up. Just you're doing your thing. Just
Yeah.
I think sometimes people are intimidated by video there too. Like they're afraid to get up in front and let loose and dance too, and things like that, because they're afraid of their day job, somebody seeing them with a beer in their hand and this and that. I have teachers who play trivia that before I take their team picture, they got to put the beers away because it's in their contract. I mean, it is. They can't be shown drinking.
Right.
They're middle school or high school teachers. I get that. I mean, they don't want to encourage that to the kids.
I like
there-
Aaron Thomas's comment.
The kids are already drinking more than the teachers are, I guarantee it. But let me get there. You think your band is good? You think you're yelling on the stage? You sound great. Video yourself and make some front of house recordings. Watch and listen critically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew, Matheny, I think that's great. I think that's what you should be doing. Like, I think every band should be recording themselves. That is the
And
best
learning.
lesson you can take. And learning. You want to get better? Do it.
Mark Bransford has sent me some stuff that has happened, like when I've been there as an MC at the Bell for events and things, and those moments, you know, and like Derek St. Holmes and some of those people that they take little snippets out of just so you can hear how good the vocals were and all those kind of things. It's really cool to do that. And I think the bands can judge themselves that way too. You can say, oh, you know, our harmonies aren't the way we think we're hearing them in our
Right.
ears, you know?
Yeah, Bill, I don't think you need to. I personally don't have an issue as long as you're being respectful to the fact that people are going to bump into you. You're in a bar, you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell people not to stand there, you know? I mean, you know what I mean? As long as I like your videos, Bill. So, I mean, but I'm not the artist, so I don't know, but I think it's good.
Jim Graham, I've had more artists say that to me. He said the downside is that they seem to only video when I sound like shit. Because and Chad Applegate said it a minute ago too, like they catch your worst moment or the song that doesn't really fit you as much as the rest of them do and all that stuff. So you got to be somewhere.
No?
Oh, I thought you were looking at your time. I don't know. I haven't even looked at, oh shit. Yeah, we are. We're 44 minutes in. We're running.
My
long
phone just
today.
made a weird vibrate thing. So on my watch, so I was like, what was it?
That was me sending you a private message.
I put my phone between.
You ain't right, girl. Yes, Matt Matheny, thank you. And I think that's very good as well, as she said. And Nikki says that's why I don't like shooting crowd shots. Yeah. Crowd shots can get you in trouble too with people and make them feel uncomfortable. And it makes the crowd laugh, but at every one of my events, I say, I'm going to come around and take your team picture. If you're with someone you shouldn't be with, get away from them. People all laugh about that, but that comes from reality. People messaging me saying, you can't post that picture of me because I wasn't supposed to be there with so-and-so or whatever. And okay. On the next episode of Cheaters.
No.
Marianne says, during COVID, had to have phones off, no videos, people. Well, yeah, I mean, during COVID, you wanted to protect and not show that in public. That was a tough thing because, 50 people can look like 500 on a video. It can really do it. And Bill said, Eagles Project, A Village Dream, Fairfield, only full show he ever posted. 18 separate videos, never again, he said. Yeah. Well, and these bands are in business to sell their shows and have you come, and the venues are in business to have people come in and watch. And it's no different than the artists playing their entire show. As we said earlier, you're discouraging people from coming. I can even tip you by watching it on my TV at home. That's not good. Not good. Got anything else, Karis?
No.
It's been a good show today. A lot of interaction. Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. National acts will do it, but some people will just ham it up, as you say, too. Some of them like it. And what you find, though, is it's all about the management team and what they're saying to the artists. Like Scotty said, he didn't write the contract. Somebody wrote it for him, and you just got to do it. What else you got? Anything? I'm looking at the last few comments.
Here it said, I was harassed by a couple because I caught the husband cheating by shooting it into the crowd and capturing him with his girlfriend. Well, maybe you shouldn't be cheating.
Happens all the time. It does, more than you think. More than you think.
There you go, Emily. Stop giving away the whole show. We want to be able to have surprises for the newcomers who haven't been yet. Exactly. Give them a reason to come see more. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. But, just wait. Just the tip.
Okay. On that note, I'm done.
Oh, Scott's done, everybody. I guess we're done, everybody.
On that note, before this gets completely out of hand, thank you to our viewer who submitted that topic today. We appreciate it. And if you have a hot topic you'd like us to throw out there for the masses, send them in. Karis and I do discuss them before we put them on. And even though we meet up 30 seconds before showtime, like we did today, I'll remove that one from the pages, by the way, that was a little shorty. Today something occurred. I hit the wrong button or something, but we'll get that one out of here and leave this one up. And we've had a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Anything going on at your place this weekend, Karis, you want to talk about, or this week?
Yes, sure. So we have our trivia tonight. Then tomorrow is our last Wednesday of the month of karaoke with Ray Renee. Thursday we jam. Friday we's Mojo Rising. Then we have the debut of Brain Bucket on Saturday.
There we go. Hey, and I'm going to say not this Thursday coming up, but the following Thursday, the 8th, we are having another Hall Around Town Radio, and we call it a watch party. That doesn't mean we're doing the live show there. We're going to invite people to come down and join us. It's a Hall Around Town jam watch party on the 8th at the Bell and the Bear. And we'll have the big table and the side over there and all that good stuff. So come join us. Let me know if you want a seat at the table too, and we'll get you in there.
Sure that I put that in my calendar so I didn't forget.
Bet you by golly didn't.
You don't know me.
I do know you.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
You don't know me.
Dewey says, great topic today. Now I'll go and watch one of my 10,000 Crown Watts videos.
You take great videos.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I love your videos.
Thank you, Gina McCann. We appreciate you always. And and let me get Bob Sullivan's comment in here. Last comment. His singer friend Guy McFadden passed away 2 days ago. Suddenly, he was our leader in the band Tumbling Dice. His passion. Well, we are sorry to hear that, Bob. And
sorry, Bob.
To all his family, and they're in our thoughts and prayers as well. So
sorry, Bob.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Everybody, yeah.
That's sad. It is. It's sad. It's sad. That's all I got today, Kara. Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
I'll be doing a little bit of Name That Tune on Wednesday at Heather's on the patio. Going to be another beautiful night there. Had a huge crowd last week. Thanks to the Bell and the Bear people for attending. And also then tonight at the Miamisburg Moose, I'm hosting wonderfully quizzy trivia. Quizzy. That's all I got. And Corona says loves that Bell and the Bear is having new bands. There you go.
It's funny the amount of people who think we don't have new bands. It's just the end of April, and I've already had like I think six or seven new bands.
It's a damn click.
It's crazy how many people think I don't have new bands. The only ones that I really don't put on new bands is usually November and December. But there's at least one new band every single month, if not two. It's crazy how many people they just want to focus on just what everybody says. Nobody actually.
And my last note of the day is it's National Zipper Day. So play with your zipper. All right.
I'm gonna. Oh.
Bye, Karis.
Oh.
Yes, it is. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow I've got Sorrel. They've been featured on one of those national shows, kind of like The Voice. I've got Sorrel. They're going to be the headliner on Saturday night at Springfest in the Berg in May, and I'm going to have them on the show tomorrow at noon. So join me for that while they're on the road. That's all I got. Same people dressed as new bands. Bronson, you're not right. Thank you, Emily. I can't wait to meet up with Emily.
I can't wait to meet Emily either.
Yes. Peace out, Kevin Tolles,
Peace
a.k.a.
out, Kevin Tolles.
Greg
Everybody.
Brady. Greg Brady. Yeah. Show. Bye, Karis.
Bye, Karis.
Have a wonderful day, Karis.
Hey, Scott, I love you.
Who do you love?
Scott Hall. I love Scott Hall.
Who do you love, Karis?
Scott Hall.
Who?
Scott motherfucking Hall.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers. That's Scott and Karis today and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent. Radio.